8 p.m. Eastern only on CNN. Our thanks to Ed for that.
All right. Now back to politics. A fiery debate as the race for Virginia governor nears its end. The only scheduled debate between former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger and current Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. The candidates trading attacks on everything from their stance on reproductive rights to properly denouncing political violence. Listen.
I think in her response to the question that you asked, my opponent proved my point, which is when violent rhetoric comes from her side of the aisle, she refuses to denounce it. The statement that you read from President Donald Trump was violent rhetoric that she refuses to denounce. And this is why I say you are not
Earl Sears.
my enemy.
She has her 30
and I
seconds.
wish you would stop using language like that. But I am also glad that she began speaking about issues of affordability, because as we are talking about issues of affordability, I am the only candidate on stage who's put forth a plan to actually lower costs for Virginians.
But perhaps the biggest flashpoint of the night, this controversy surrounding Democratic Attorney General candidate Jay Jones, who has been criticized by all sides for texts he allegedly sent about the hypothetical killing of a Republican lawmaker.
I don't understand why you just can't come forward and say he needs to go. I mean, we're talking about murder. We're talking about someone's life being taken from them.
The comments that Jay Jones made are absolutely abhorrent. I denounced them when I learned of them, and I will denounce them every opportunity I get.
What you're saying is that as of now, you still endorse Jay Jones as Attorney General?
I'm saying as of now, it's up to every voter to make their own individual decision.
Joining me now, Virginia House Speaker and Democrat Don Scott. Thank you so much for being here. This was the only debate in the Virginia governor's race. What did Virginians take away from this as they're watching this back and forth?
Well, it was a masterclass by Abigail Spanberger in maintaining her composure and decorum. Winsome Sears was unhinged, unfit. And it seems that the strategy was to interrupt and be rude the entire evening and not talk about the issues. I know she does not want to talk about the issues that are impacting Virginians, our economy, the shutdown that's having a huge impact on Virginia families, making it harder to buy groceries. And Virginians got to see the difference between a person who has the stature to be governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia and one who did not, in Winsome Sears, who was unhinged and appeared to be unfit to be governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
One of the questions, though, that was asked, and it is an important one to a lot of people, is the issue of Jay Jones. Do you think that he should end his candidacy?
Look, Republicans want us to concede. Virginia law would make it, if he dropped out, then we would be conceding the election to Jason Mewes. That's not going to happen. We got to continue the election. The voters have already begun voting and casting their ballots. What we need to be continuing to focus on is that these two ladies last night, it's not about them. I mean, we have a historic election here in the Commonwealth of Virginia, the first time ever that a woman will become governor of Virginia. The two women had the spotlight last night, and we want to do is talk about these two men. So we need to continue to focus on those two ladies that are out there working hard, trying to earn the vote. And Abigail Spanberger, I believe, has done it. I think it's hypocritical right now to try to tell folks to condemn Jay Jones when in fact when Donald Trump has made the statements that he has made, no one has condemned him. I know Todd Gilbert. I know them well. We've all condemned political violence on both sides, and I think we need to be consistent and not hypocritical. The last thing I will say about this is when Winsome Sears, when Governor Youngkin asked John Reed, the lieutenant governor, the Republican candidate for lieutenant governor, to step aside, Winsome Sears says she's not in it. When she was asked should he step down, she says, I'm running my own race. And I think right now we have to give Abigail Spanberger the opportunity to run her own race. She's accountable for her words and what she said, and not accountable for the words that Jay Jones has said. She has condemned them. She has condemned them many, many times. She continues to. And now we hope that we will continue to run the race that we need Virginians to focus on, which is the issues, the economic issues and the economic turmoil that's coming out of Washington, D.C.
Why should Americans living in other states be paying attention to this race in Virginia? What does it tell the rest of the country?
Well, I think it's always in Virginia and New Jersey, but I think it's always a bellwether for the policies that are coming out of D.C. We feel the first impact of the policies that come out of D.C. first, and I think Virginia is going to send a message to the rest of the country. You know, Virginia's for lovers, and we're going to send a love letter to the rest of the country that we have not lost our dang on minds, that we do not stand by while the Trump administration destroys our economy. We've had 7 straight months of job growth decline in Virginia since President took over. We were booming, and now he's knocked us backwards, and I think we're going to send a message that it's not acceptable in Virginia. We're going to continue to focus on trying to grow our economy, protecting our public schools, and making sure that we protect our veterans. The president came here last Sunday and slapped Virginians with a slap in the face to go to the Norfolk Naval Station. I'm a former naval officer, and we got to see him basically celebrate there while we have a government shutdown and people are suffering, people are hurting, people are trying to figure out how they're going to put groceries on the table, and he comes in for a celebration and a photo op while people are struggling to get by. And so this won't be acceptable. And I think in the Commonwealth of Virginia, we're going to send a very, very, very strong message that will be heard not only around the nation, but around the world, that we want to move in a different direction.
You know, Virginia does have a lot of people who work in the federal government who are now dealing with not getting a paycheck. Virginia State House Speaker Don